Most Reverend Bishop Theodore Mascarenhas, Secretary General of the CBCI and the moderator of today's panel, distinguished speakers and panelists of the day, Fathers Sebastião Mascarenhas and Adric Carvalho, my dear fathers, sisters, brothers, seminarians, ladies and gentlemen, especially young men and women, future of our nation. I am extremely happy to be here this evening and to be part of this such a beautiful and enriching program. I thank the Catholic Bishops' Conference of India and the Agnel region of the Society of Pilar for inviting me to this meeting. My sincere thanks also to the speakers from different faiths and sections of our society. They gave a truly enriching contribution to this event and to the cause of dialogue and social harmony. As I listened to the various speakers, Mahatma Gandhi's description of the 7 deadly social sins came to my mind. The father of the nation named these as the 7 deadly sins: wealth without work, pleasure without conscience, knowledge without character, commerce without morality, or rather business without ethics, science without humanity, religion without sacrifice, and politics without principle. I thank the speakers for the passion and love for the country with which they delivered their speeches. Indeed, they have highlighted that our beloved country is built on diversity, tolerance, and communal harmony, and that the only way it can continue to exist and progress is not simply by maintaining these time-tested values, but in fact by proactively fostering and strengthening these attitudes among the people of India across the divides of religion, creed, region, or language. We must admit that the deadly social sins mentioned by the great Mahatma are to be found in countries all over the world, and quite pronouncedly in our own beloved India. There are many social problems existing in our society which stand as stumbling blocks in the way to development: poverty, unemployment, pollution, regionalism, illiteracy, criminality, violence against women, drug traffic, child marriage, corruption, and various other challenges that are posing a threat to the nation's development and unity. But above all these social menaces, the rising communal violence in India is emerging to be the most dangerous of all social distrusts. Mahatma Gandhi realized the damage which communalism could cause and attended to the problem with the seriousness it demanded. He regarded the abolition of communal disharmony and the ensuing Hindu-Muslim unity as the essential prerequisite for the Swaraj. Right from his early public life, Gandhi kept alive the idea of communal unity. He lived in South Africa for 20 years in the midst of Muslims who treated him as a member of the family. Realizing the lack of unity between Hindus and Muslims in South Africa, he said, I quote, "I had realized early enough in South Africa that there was no genuine friendship between the Hindus and the Muslims. I never missed a single opportunity to remove the obstacles in the way of unity," unquote. Our dear Pope Francis has placed culture in a very beautiful light. He says, a culture is strengthened by its openness and its exchange of views with other cultures, as long as it has a clear and mature awareness of its own principles and values. I therefore encourage professors and students to experience the university as an environment of true dialogue, which neither flattens nor intensifies diversity, but opens to constructive comparison. We are called to understand and appreciate the values of others, overcoming the temptation of indifference and fear. Never be afraid of encounter, of dialogue, of debate." Unquote. Down the ages, India has been a rich and beautiful mosaic, a confluence of many religions, races, tribes, and ethnic communities, having different cultures, languages, scripts, customs, cuisine, and living styles, with very long, ancient, historical traditions. Here, Hindus, Muslims, Christians, Buddhists, Jains, tribals, Jews, and men and women of every religion, language, belief, and conviction have to a large extent lived together in exemplary harmony and tolerance. The world looks with awe at India's wonderfully diverse and plural society. The composite culture of India owes its existence not to one single community, race, tribe, or religion, but to an intricate collage of varied influences, resulting in a way of life that has been crafted by an intermingling of cultures and peoples over the centuries. May I use the words of Gurudev Ravindra Tagore, who in his poetic style tells us, I quote, "The highest education is that which does not merely give us information, but makes our life in harmony with all existence. Melody and harmony are like lines and colors in pictures. A simple linear picture may be completely beautiful. The introduction of color may make it vague and insignificant. Yet color may, by combination with lines, create great pictures as long as it does not smother and destroy their value. Life's errors cry for the merciful beauty that can modulate their isolation into a harmony with the whole. Life is given to us. We earn it by giving it. Let the dead have the immortality of fame, but the living the immortality of love." Unquote. Modern India is truly a wondrous entity. It is a bouquet of variegated flowers, a mosaic of multiple colors. The idea of India could be continued because of the conscious acceptance of pluralism by the leaders of India's freedom movement and of the post-independence period. In 1947, many had predicted that the immense diversities would be fatal contradictions, and that unable to withstand divisive pressures, the union and the nation would collapse. But the unprecedented pluralism, delicately nurtured and fostered by the constitutional ethos, became the strength of the body politic, and 7 decades later, we are still a vibrant democracy, the largest in the world, politically united, geographically integrated, and administratively cohesive. Despite occasional hiccups and hurdles of riots and communal tensions and polarization, the cross currents of a genuinely plural society have powered the creative energy, enterprise, and egalitarianism which have taken Indian society far ahead of the conditions prevailing here when the British left India. This diversity has been successfully sustained by democratic governance right from the village level to the national level, and by the values incorporated in the Constitution of India. Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar was convinced of the workability of the Constitution. Speaking after the completion of his work, the chairman of the Constitution Drafting Committee told the Parliament, I quote, "I feel that the Constitution is workable. It is flexible and it's strong enough to hold the country together, both in peacetime and in wartime. Indeed, if I may say so, if things go wrong under the new Constitution, the reason will not be that we had a bad Constitution. What we will have to say is that man was vile." Unquote. In recent times, the idea of India, with its strongest pillars of diversity and pluralism, is being threatened by several emerging trends. One, the emergence of both majoritarian hegemony and the growth of terror and extremism engendered by the growth of exclusivist religious fundamentalism. Two, the climate of fear created by movements deriding constitutional morality and constitutional ethics. Three, the threat of neoliberal corporate dominance with the rise of inequality and poverty. Four, the threat of discrimination and violence due to conflicts based on caste, class, gender, religion, and ethnicities. Five, ecological and natural disasters due to rampant pollution and overexploitation of natural resources. And six, subtle and open attacks on the already marginalized tribal and Dalit populations. The Catholic Church, along with the Bharatiya Sarva Dharma Sansad, wishes to bring all men and women of goodwill together for collective action to preserve and further social harmony. We believe that all of us, intellectuals, spiritual leaders, men and women from all sections of society, can unleash a positive energy that can lead our country towards an inclusive, integral human development. To achieve this, we need all of us together to walk the talk that we are having today and will be having in the days to come in order to promote communal harmony and dialogue, irrespective of whatever differences in ideology and perspectives we may have. I am glad that the meeting in Goa, organized by the CBCI and Father Agnel region of the Pilar Society, along with the Bharatiya Sarva Dharma Sansad, wishes to address the youth to look forward towards this goal and to move forward towards a continuous dialogue, promoting a strong social bonding and harmony among the people of our country. May God bless us and may God bless India. Jai Hind.